Hi, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the Monday Night Live Sale. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, and I'm back in the Old Curiosity Shop again. Be it ever so humble, there's no place like home. So welcome, everyone. Welcome. Well, let's see. Let me enlarge this little screen down here. If there are any problems, just let me know in the chat. I'm going to be able to see it in just a minute. I just have to make it. I have to do something on my laptop, which is why I'm looking down. But I'm all set up again. But I've moved my equipment around. So, as you know, this is the first time I've been back on this internet. So if there are any issues, just let me know. Excuse me. I am back here in the dining room. Sorry, I need to pep up a little bit. I'm a little draggy today. Nothing's wrong. You know, just but we're going to have a fun live sale tonight. And so I say hi and thank you to everybody. It's just me tonight here live. Thank you, Donna. I appreciate you saying that. It's good to see me back home. It is good to be back home. I was gone for about 14 days. That's a long time for me. I don't think I've ever traveled for more than 2 weeks, honestly. Have I? Maybe as a boy with family. But I don't think as an adult I've ever traveled for more than 2 weeks. I just don't think I have. I mean, I'm not afraid to leave home. Hi, Scott and everyone. I've been watching for a while, but have never been on the chat yet. Well, hi. Well, good, Karen. Karen, tell us how to pronounce your last name. Phonetically, yeah. I don't want to mess it up. Hard G, soft G. Now I need to keep my eye on it because she's going to tell me, and then if I don't look, I'm going to miss it. Michael and Lucia. You know I'm not going to have to listen to any air fryers much longer. No, I take that back because they're all going to start blowing those leaves. So Karen Williams tonight, Gonyo. Okay, so Gonyo. Am I saying it right? Gonyo or Gunyo? It's probably not gone yo. I'm being too Jersey. You know, in Jersey and Philly, it's hey yo. So it's probably you probably don't pronounce it gone yo. Gunyo? I bet it's Gunyo. Anyway, welcome, Karen. It's nice to have you. Karen Williams is going to put in the starts and the stops tonight, and in a little bit, I'm right. It is Gonyo. Okay. Well, I thought I was being too harsh. Gonyo. I love it. Gonyo. Hi, Lisa. And in a little bit, my friend Heather is going to be in the chat. She won't be live for us to talk to tonight, but she'll be there and she can, help me call the winners. So I appreciate that as well. And tonight, I don't have a full 30 items or 25. The thumbnail that I have always says, 25 items in 2 hours. Sometimes it's 19 items. Sometimes it's 30. It's Heather. I'll be there around 8:30. Yeah, hey, Heather. No rush, Heather, please. Please, please, please. No rush at all. Oops. That is propped up on a mixing bowl, so I don't want to move that around too much. Well, okie doke. So I do have some announcing to do because I've got some dates for you. And of course, you know, I will actually put something out because I don't expect everybody to remember all of this, especially little old me. But I'll produce something that'll have the schedule because I'm going to be doing some different things. So tonight is a live sale. The only things that did not get shipped, except for one box that I took all the way on my travels and then brought all the way back, and it just did not get shipped, which was my fault. And I wrote to that person. I wrote them an email. Everything else except that last Wednesday night sale has been shipped. So tomorrow, and it might not be early, but tomorrow I will, yes, I know you are, Jenny. And thanks for reminding me. Tomorrow I will send the invoices out for tonight. And again, it might not be super early. I am going to change. Hi, Carmen. I am going to change the China closet. So I want to tell you about some of the videos I'm going to do this month. You're welcome, Jenny. And thank you. All right, let me try to stick to this. I have a piece of paper to keep me on track of what I have to say. So tomorrow I'll do the invoices from tonight. And then I can ship the items from Wednesday night, last Wednesday night. Because remember, we had to check out on Thursday. I did not come straight home. I'm here now, but I didn't come straight home. So those items didn't get shipped. Now, but they're all packed up and ready, all bubble wrapped and ready. Now, the schedule that I have, a couple things to tell you is, one, there'll be a drop sale on this channel Wednesday at 6 p.m. And so a lot of you are very familiar with drop sales. And if you're not, I won't go into that now, but I always put the instructions at the beginning of the drop sale. They're pretty easy. So there'll be a drop sale this Wednesday that drops at 6 p.m. And I shouldn't say it's funny. I get a laugh out of it. Somebody always like watches the drop sale. They might watch it the next day. I have even had somebody watch a live sale like 2 months later, and they try to chat with me live because it looks like if they just click, it looks like I'm broadcasting live, but I'm not. And so they get, why aren't you talking to me? Can't you hear me? Can anybody hear me? So drop sales are always recorded. And you can't really talk to me live on them like that. So anyway, it's kind of funny when people do that. Hope you enjoyed your few days off. Hi, Christy, and I hope Christy, excuse me, I hope you made it back to your home state. And I did. And thank you again for all of the packing materials. My goodness. Hey, Phil, I wrote back to you about an hour ago with, it's really funny because I had put like 4 boxes to you to Australia all on the same time. 3 of those boxes have arrived. 1 of them hasn't. And that's the tracking number that I sent you. So it's sitting somewhere between Jersey and Australia. Okay, so you read that. You can just put that tracking number into the UPS website, and it'll show you where it is. But it's somewhere over the ocean, I guess. And then there's another box that I did not charge you shipping for. You paid for those items, but I don't ever charge you shipping until I box them all up. And we're waiting to get a full 12 by 12 by 12 box, and we've got it. We might even have 2 12 by 12s, Philomena. So, because you've got stuff from the last auction that I've got to pack up that you won before I left, and a couple things you won while I was gone. Okay, so also I made sure that oh, good. So you got 2 of the boxes. Also, I made sure that I put your correct, whatever it was, house, you know, what it was you told me to remind you to put on it. And I did. You are welcome, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, trying to read the comments as well as tell you everything that's happening. Unit number, I put it on there. I wrote it on there in big red magic marker. At least I think I did. No, I know I did. Now I've got a couple dates for you. How long has it been since you've had a hot date? Well, I got a couple hot dates for you. No, not that kind of date. Sorry. Yes, I've chosen a couple of special dates. And they are as follows. You see, you guys always pep me up. I have to be honest. I didn't want to do this tonight. Can we just be honest? I was like, ugh. But this is what I do. And you guys pep me up. So here I am. You know, when you're self-employed, it's easy to say, oh, I don't feel like going to work today. But you got to push through. So sometimes 8 o'clock on a Monday night rolls around and you go, ugh. Really, do I have to do this? But you got to say to yourself, hey, if you had a boss, would you be calling your boss up and saying, I'm not coming in tonight? You're not going to pull that very often. Well, I'm my own boss. And I said to myself, when I was dragging at about 4 o'clock this afternoon, and I said, ugh. I said, ugh. The supervisor wasn't here to tell me what to do, but I called the boss. I'm the boss, and said, no, you are not taking the night off. Do your sale anyway, and you'll pep up. I am pepped up because you guys are here, so thank you for being here. Okay. Just being honest, you know, it's like the show must go on. You got to do it. Thank you, and I appreciate that. And I'm not fishing for a compliment. I was just kind of being, because sometimes if I'm not, when you are someone who's as peppy and as energetic as I am, and I'm usually always in a good mood, sometimes when you just are kind of like, yeah, people get a little, are you okay? I am fine. I had a wonderful trip. I had a fantastic time with my friends. We missed Vinny, but he's doing well. I'll try to talk to him in a couple of days. We had a spectacular, lacula blast of a time. But I have to tell you, I can be a solitary person. So after being that social for like 14 days, I could easily get a stack of books, right? Decide which music I'm going to listen to, and just have like 3 days of no human contact. And you know what? Dee and Tammy and David are probably saying that they need 10 days of no human contact with me. Because I just run everybody wild. So it is fun to be just back in your house, because I'm very, you know, I'm not used to, I live alone. So I'm not lonely, you know, but, and I have a very full life, don't get me wrong there. But a lot of times, most of the time I spend, actually, when I'm not doing this, I'm reading and listening to music. And I don't really talk about that a whole lot, but I can easily, like television, I don't even care about that. I can pick out a whole evening, like, what am I going to do tonight? Do I want jazz, classical, opera. You know, do I want a requiem? Do I want Baroque music? Do I want a concerto? What do I want? Do I want Gregorian chant? Do I want sacred music? What do I want? And I'll get my music lined up, and then a whole stack of books. Usually it's books about this, glass and everything, and antiques and history. And I'm fine. You know, I could just disappear. So I'm getting ready to come into my leave me alone for a couple of days. And people who know me know that. It's like, I haven't heard from Scott. You know, it's like, leave him alone. He's fine. He goes underwater for, yeah, I said water. I'm back in Jersey. He goes underwater for 2 or 3. I'm still going to do my videos and everything, but anyway. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, kind of decompress. Just be cool. Well, I don't call myself hyper. I'm high energy. I'm not offended by that term. You know, because a lot of people say hyper, but you do hear that a lot when you are a very high energy person. And I really prefer, you know, high energy, because sometimes hyper is like, you know, oh, you're hyper, you know. So I'm not fussing at you, but yes, I am definitely ready to go, full energy, full speed ahead. Again, that's just how I am wired. And even on my days off, when I'm just kind of chilling by myself, I get a lot of stuff done. Anyway, I hope to see you at, yes, thank you, Justine, for reminding me of that, because I almost forgot and I didn't give you the dates. Okay. So I'll start off by telling you that I am more than excited to tell you that Heather and Shane are the Revive It sisters. The three of us are going to be selling at the Columbus, New Jersey flea market every Sunday in the month of October, unless it's nasty weather. If it's nasty weather, I'm not going, because people don't go, and you're just out there in the rain and nobody comes and it's a mess. So if it's not going to rain or anything, or if the rain is at night but not in the morning, we'll be there. I'll tell you more about that later, but it starts this Sunday. I'll put that in a video this week. So if anybody's near the Columbus, New Jersey flea market on Sundays, you can come and do some shopping and meet me. We'd like to meet you, really. Heather, Shane, and I will be there as well. So that starts this Sunday. Now, I told you that on Wednesday, which I think is October 1st, I think tomorrow is the last day of October, I have a drop sale at 6 p.m. And then on November the 3rd, which is a Monday night, that's going to be my third EAPG extravaganza, because I want you to have that glass if you might happen to want to incorporate it into Thanksgiving dinner or anything like that. So I'll let you know more about it in advance, but that is November the 3rd, the EAPG extravaganza. And I'm thrilled, can't wait to do it again. Then on November the 17th, it's going to be Christmas glass. Now I'm calling it Christmas glass because really we pretty much have red and green. Now I know people decorate with other colors, but I'm going to have a lot of red and green glass on November the 17th, which will be Christmas kind of glass, and then some other things. So I am going to also change the china closet, that china closet over there that you can't see, and some other things. And then I'm going to be back doing the thrifting again, and some front porch thrift hauls, and some front seat frivolities, because I have been saving up the papers, even though I haven't been using them. Okay, so I'll let you know all about all of those things again soon. And I might as well go ahead and get the sale started. So let me slide. It looks like about 250 folks, and I'm appreciative of that, and I'm going to go ahead and get it started. Okay. All right, so why don't we, I'm going to go out of order here. I guess it really doesn't matter. 2 Ellie Smith. Okay, we'll just start with this little guy, made by Imperial. It's dates to around 1920. Now this is missing a lid. This starts at $12 and it has no chips or cracks. It's iridescent marigold color, and starting at $12, Karen. And we're going to call it an open candy bowl. Remember, I sold one of these, I don't know, during the extravaganza for October, and I had the lid down in the basement, so that one is being shipped off. But I have a second one. This one doesn't have a lid, so we're going to just attempt to sell it as it is. Made by the Imperial Glass Company. It is sprayed so that it has almost a little bit of stretch, a little bit of onion skin you might be able to see under there. But there's the iridescence on it. It's pretty. And it's chip-free, crack-free. And this will now be some type of a compote for you or an open candy dish. Excuse me. And it measures 5 inches in diameter. And it stands 3.5 inches tall. So 3 1/2 inches tall. Dating to the carnival glass era, the stretch glass era. So the first 30 years of the last century. Yep, I see a little bit of onion skin too. And we're looking for an opening bid of $12 on the candy dish. If we get no bids, we will put it away and we'll bring it back at the end of the evening. So please, if you see something, go ahead and put that bid in there. I will put in a hard stop. And when I put in my hard stops, I stop and I move on, because the last thing you want to do is hear me talk for 30 minutes about that. Philomena has a bid of 12. Thanks for getting us started, Philomena, and we're going to count it down. Anyone else who's interested, jump right in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on the circa 1920 Imperial. Doesn't have its lid anymore, but it is a pretty open candy dish. And we'll wait for the stop to come in. There it is, and Philomena was our only bidder. And so you are the winner. Thank you, Philomena. I appreciate it. Next up by Fenton. This starts at $12, and I think they call this, well, I don't know, you Fenton people can tell. It's unmarked Fenton, so we know that it's older than 1970, and it starts at $12, and it has no condition. I think that's Gold Crest. I've got another one, which is like that peach, silver crest with peach. That's coming up later. So 2 Fenton pieces tonight. But that pretty little Fenton piece right there with the gold crest in the white opalescent. And it's that older, it's the older milk glass. And I love that older milk glass. It's not as saturated. And this one is starts at 12, and it has no chips or cracks in it either. And this little Fenton piece stands 4 inches tall. It's kind of hard to measure it, but the widest part is 5 inches from ruffle to ruffle. Jenny Mack has started us out at the opening bid of 12. Unlike the later milk glass in the 50s when they changed that formula, this glass is semi-transparent. So I can see my fingers through it, like bone china. You know what I'm talking about. The saturated white milk glass of the 50s and 60s, you can't really see. You can't see your fingers through it. So I don't know. I just like this milk glass just a little bit better. So this piece right here, the Fenton piece without any damage on it, the high bid right now is 12, and we will count this down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on that Fenton piece. Okie doke. And the stop is in, Karen, thank you. And I think Jenny was our only bidder. And so, Jenny, that's yours at 12. You're welcome. When Heather gets here, she'll call the winners for me right now, but it's been easy to do this at the moment. All right, let's now go on to dish with frog. No, I don't want to do that yet. No, I don't want to do that yet. No, I don't want to do that yet. Covered dish, la 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 la. I don't do that yet either. You need to do something. Okay. Let's try these. Okay. Now these you've seen before, but surprise, surprise, surprise. And I can't remember her name. She won't get mad at me though. All right, let me explain. Remember these? Okay, they're coming back, but I'm going to tell you why. And they're coming back. Okay, those are 5 inches tall, and these are smaller than that. I know that didn't make any sense. Hold on for a second. Starting at $14. I had, and I still have, a set of 4 of these juice glasses. I tried to sell them and they didn't sell. And now I'm able to add 4 more smaller ones. So now there are 8 of them all together. One of them has a tiny chip on the rim. Very, very tiny, and it's right there. But it's all 8 of them, and they're little juice glasses from the sort of that 40s era. But look, it's the Blue Willow. Can you see? I know you can't see it because I have all this dark clothing on, and this isn't going to help any. So, but I had these before, so I guess it helps a little bit. That's the Blue Willow pattern on those, right? Or as close to it as you can get. We'll just say chinoiserie, but most of the Blue Willow, you know, the little pagoda, the bridge, the little people, they're all there. And what happened was I had these four, and then a lady who runs into me all the time in the thrift shops, and she's very nice. She said, you know what? I saw that you bought those 4. She went to another thrift shop on the other side of town, and it's typical. They got separated. So these are smaller. These are 5 inches tall. And then this is the little tiny one for the breakfast table. And that one is about 3.5 inches tall. This one has the tiniest little fillet bite on its rim. I had to tell you that whole story. So you get 4 of the what would be regular juice-sized juice glasses for a breakfast table at 5 inches tall. And then you also get 4 smaller ones that are about 3.5 inches tall. All right. Okay. For a set of 8. It just seems like that took me like an hour to explain, but I had to tell you the whole story. So if there are no questions, Charlotte has a bid of 14. I just need to remind you, Charlotte, that if you are a winner, I do need you to let me know which Charlotte you are, because you only go by Charlotte in the chat, and that is perfectly fine. But I have other Charlottes, and I I'm not going to know which Charlotte you are since it just says Charlotte. So I know that's annoying for you, but you either have to tell me in the chat if you win, or you've got to email me every time because I won't know which Charlotte to invoice. All right, we'll count them down. 10. It's all 8 of them. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on the Blue Willow little juice glasses. And they're probably from, let's give that a second to make sure that, oh my goodness. Sorry, I have my table turned in a different direction and I can't get to everything the way I usually can. Sorry about that. Okay, so we'll have, so I want to thank my friend who was looking out for me. She watches my videos and she saw I had the 4. There's the stop. So I guess I'll refresh it, but it looks like Charlotte at 30. Give me just a moment. And thank you everyone for being so patient and kind. Thank you, Karen, and it's Charlotte at 30, and I saw that was Charlotte Bustle. So we've got you. Give me just a second to write that down. And thank you. That's gonna look nice with your. Do you have the Johnson Brothers Blue Willow? Neat. I had never seen tumblers with the Blue Willow pattern on them, so I thought that was fun to get my hands on. Next, starting at $20, 1 is good. 2 is better, unless it's a snake. Anyway, I guess 2 snakes are okay if they stay where they stay and I stay where I stay. Look at these. They're Ellie Smith. This is kind of the, now there's nothing on them. We have no dancing naked people, no hearts, nothing. Plain old Ellie Smith black glass, and I've got 2 of them, and they start at $20. Oh, the fun you can have decorating for Halloween with these. They're 6 inches tall, and they're about 4.5 inches across. Now I know somebody's going to ask me. I know you're going to say, "Well, are they black glass or is it amethyst?" It's black. I mean, I would have to get it up. I would have to stick it in a 90-watt light bulb to look and see if there's any purple at all. So I'm not sure why that is important, but I'm sticking it way up into my ring light, and this glass is so thick that if you were hoping that there would be a little bit of amethyst in it, you're not going to see any, and it is $20 for both. Yeah, $20 for both. That's the opening. Yep. I've got some baking dishes. I've got some candlestick holders. I've got some 1890s Japanese porcelain. I've got a piece of American Brilliant cut glass. I'm going to try to throw in a piece of American Brilliant cut glass tonight, which I'm excited about. I've got a piece of Carnival glass and some Pink Depression. So lots. I don't know what year the era that they were made is Ellie. I think when you say year, you're not looking for a specific year. I'm a very literal person. I think you mean like what era, because L.E. Smith, Jeffrey gifted me an L.E. Smith book, but it's in my back room and I have not opened it. So unless David is watching and he can look in his L.E. Smith book, I can't tell you the era that they were made. But L.E. Smith made black glass from the 30s. It became popular around 1930. And they continued making it, and then they reissued some in the 50s. They were still, putting some out. So sometime within the sometimes from 1930 to 60, we'll just throw that out there. So we have these two. That's the two, and they're chip-free and crack-free. So we'll count these down. The high bid right now is 27. They look good together. They would look good together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on them. Ooh. Yeah, Steve, I didn't have a chance to get, and I have not unpacked those doilies yet, but I'll be taking pictures of them so you can see how they look. Glenn, I just got home Sunday. So, and remember I told you that we went to Michael's to get you a cord and they didn't sell them anymore. And I literally just got home. So, the cord, the electric cord with the light bulb on it, I have. So that goes in the mail tomorrow. I took your witch with me because I couldn't find my cords. And we talked about this in a chat before. David and I stopped at a Michael's because I was going to buy you one, but they don't sell. We went to a Michael's that was really tiny. It was a small Michael's, not a big one. I didn't carry them. So I knew I needed to wait to get back to New Jersey. And now that I have it, no problem. You'll have it. You're not too far from me, so that should be in your hands by the end of the week. So you'll be ready for your trick and your treat. Trick or treat, trick or treat. So did we have the stop on that other piece? We did. And it's Dreamboat Annie at 27. Thank you, Karen. Dreamboat Annie at 27. And those were those two black glass vases. Okay, 27. Dreamboat Annie, 27. Next, I have, thank you, Dreamboat Annie, and anybody else who placed bids on it. I appreciate that. I've got a couple of baking dishes for you. Let's go ahead and do this other Fenton piece. This other Fenton basket. Hi, Dee. This piece right here, now let me find my basket on my list. Hayden City, I haven't gotten to that yet. Elegant gold encrusted. Oh, I forgot I was going to sell that. Okay. Dish with frog, serving, cut glass pitcher, Crooksville, Northwood. Okay, so this one, maybe I didn't write this one down. Hold on for a second, everybody. Oyster and Pearl. I guess I didn't write this one down. Here it is. Okay, this starts at $12. The basket, the Fenton Peach Blow. I think it's Peach Blow. Starts at 12. It's got the silver crest, but then the peach color on the inside. And it starts at 12, and it is 6.5 inches tall. So it doesn't have any condition problems at all. And it's 6.5 inches tall. This one also is unmarked, which puts it before the early 70s. And it too is sort of like bone china, where you can see your fingers through it. And this has no chips or cracks on it. This little piece of Fenton here doesn't have any. This would be pretty for springtime, but you know, I guess I just didn't want to hold on to it that long. That's the end of that, but that was good. I just finished that off. I guess I'll leave it right here. Okay, at whatever I told you. What did I tell you? $12, the Fenton. $12 on the Fenton. And thank you for being here, Heather. So you're going to be calling winners for me now, and I thank you for that. I will now count this down. The high bid right now is 12. We're counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on the Fenton. Is it peach blow or peach glow? I forget. They have a name for it. Fenton did. I should say did, not does. They went out of business and then came back, and then went out and came back, and now they're finally out, right? Okay, we're gonna have to. Can you? If you'll hold on, everybody, and please now just let Heather. We'll call the winner because she's going to refresh, and we'll see where Carmen's bid comes in at 14. Carmen's either came right after the stop or right before the stop, and we'll wait for a second because Heather is now going to double check that for us. And while she's doing that, I can get the paid in city items ready. Oh, you don't register. No, you don't have to register. And Jonna, please don't. Hold on for a second. So Circle Farm got it at 12. Okay. No registration needed. Hold on for a second. Fenton Peach Basket. Okay, so Circle Farm, got it. No, that's okay, D. Bev, I see Circle Farm 7's bid coming in before yours. So if everybody could just hold on, like don't say anything because you will always see yourself first. All I want right now is for Heather and Shane, the Revive It sisters. They will look, and you're saying Laura, but I know you know her as Laura, but I don't know her. I don't have that name memorized. I just see Circle 7. And so anyway, it is Circle 7, whose name is Laura, but I didn't remember that until Heather Karen put that in there. So it's That's okay, Bev. Not a problem. You're fine. We're all so laid back. So that's correct. It's Circle 7 is our winner at 12. Okay. That was the Fenton Peach Basket. Got it. Okie doke. Let me move this out of the way because I'm not selling that. Okay. What's wrong, Kentucky Digger? What's wrong? Next up, I've got a piece of from the 40s. Let's do this one. Yeah, that's the Fluffy Rose. And that one is the Crooksville. Okay. The Crooksville, let's do this one first. All right, starting at $18 is a baking dish from the 40s, and it measures it just kills me when they do this. It's not 7.5 inches, it's not 8 inches, it's somewhere in between. It's like 7 3/4 or so many 16ths. And it stands like 3 1/4 inches tall. Anyway, what is it, for pity's sake? It is a Homer Laughlin Fluffy Rose baking dish from the 40s in excellent condition, and it starts at $18. So there it is. There it is. And of course, you can use this not for the microwave. We know that. No microwave, please. Now, I'm not good with how many quarts it is. I can't do all of that. And this one is unmarked. Sometimes they get stamped and sometimes they don't. But you can see how pretty it is. There's the lid with the vent hole, and it's got the Fluffy Rose on it. And then it's got a silver, which can be, for Pete's sake, not sterling. Oh, you know what I mean. Terrible. Anyway, they can paint it with a little silver line there. Anyway, I don't know. I just can't seem to tell you what that is, but there it is. It's pretty, from the 40s, and it doesn't have any. No, not chrome isn't what I was saying. It's another word for platinum. It's platinum. A lot of times it's platinum decorated. So that's what that is there. 1940s baking dish. In excellent condition at $18. And again, I told you it's about 8 by 5, so it's a small one. Maybe you just do cooking for 2 or 4 or just 1. There you have it. And this one is did not get a lot of use. I don't see crazing on it. Sometimes these baking dishes get baked within an inch of their lives. This one hasn't had any serious baking, and doesn't look like anybody's interested in it. I'm going to put this down and move on. Then, if there's no bids for it, we'll put it down and go. Yes, this is oven. This is meant for the oven. You cook in this. You can't put it in a microwave. You can't put it in a toaster. You can't put it on a stovetop, but you can put it in a good old-fashioned oven. Turn it on to 350 degrees and let your sweet potatoes go to town. There's a vent hole in the top of it. So you can certainly bake in this one. Thank you for asking that question. Absolutely. We'll count this down. 10. And it's from the 40s. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. I have another baking dish we're going to have in just a moment or two. Okay, I think it's Christina Campbell at 18. Christina Campbell at 18. I think that's what we have. Okay, Christina, you are welcome. Now I've got, let's try these. These are pretty. Again, no etching on these at all. It's just pressed, beautiful pressed glass. And of course, I have both of them. These are made by the Payton City Glass Company in the 30s. And this starts at $22 for the pair. And these are, the pattern is called Maya, not Mayan, but Maya. And this is going to date to the 30s. And yes, it's both candle holders. They have a really deco look to them. I can see why they're calling it Maya. I do see that influence in the design. Payton City Glass Company. Wow, the stops are coming in even before the countdown starts. Well, that's just because of lag. I assure you, Karen is waiting until she sees the countdown. But these are pretty. No condition problems on them. The Maya pattern by the Payton City Glass Company. Any interest at 22? $22, any interest, no chips, no cracks, no breaks in the glass bowls up here where the candles go. Okay, she's got the message to refresh, no worries. All right, Linda Martinez. Oh, so great, Linda, thank you for putting, and Kentucky Digger Steve at 22. Oh, I forgot, because we had that little issue a minute ago. You don't have to pre-register for me. If you're a winner and it's a first-time winner, that's when you send your information. If I asked people to pre-register, I would just be inundated with names, addresses, and emails. It's hard enough. So you don't have to worry about pre-registering at all, as long as you know that you're going to have to pay through PayPal. So that should help whoever it was a little while ago who was wanting to know about pre-registration. You don't have to do it. So we'll count these down. 10, 9. The high bid right now is 22. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on the pair of candle holders. Now, let my moderator friends call the winners for me, or winner. And then next up is going to be a cream and a sugar with sterling silver mounts. Very mid-century modern looking. They're very pretty. So the stop is in, and we will let our winner, we will let Heather call our winner for us. They do. They're on your table. Philomena says they look even better in the flesh. They're on my dining room table. I bet they look nice. And happy springtime in Australia, right? Springtime is coming. Kentucky Digger Steve at 23. So I want to thank you for that. Okay. Starting at $22. Now these I think are by, I said I was going to do the cream and sugar with the silver mounts. Okay, well, I will, but let's do these first. No chips, no cracks, horsehead bookends, and I think these are Federal glass, probably the 1940s, maybe even in the 1950s. No condition problems at all. They start at $22. I'm going to give you the measurements. No chips, no cracks. Federal Glass Company. 1940s, 50s. Horsehead bookends. If you want to say Trojan horse, go right ahead. They stand about 5.5 inches tall, and they measure, the bases of them are rectangular, and they measure 4.5 by 3. So they're hollow up in the middle. As you can see, I can stick my hand all the way up in there. But they are glass bookends, stylized horses, Federal Glass Company, 1940s and 50s. And so I think Jenny Mac has the opening bid of 22. Jenny, thank you for jumping right in there and getting it started. You know I keep the ball rolling here. Now I've lost the one. Let me put this ruler. There we go. Okay. All right, there they are. So there's that one. And then this one. Horseheads. Horsehead, horsehead, roly-poly fish head, fish head, eat them up, yum. Now, if you're all saying, what is this man talking about? I'm just singing a song that was, Dr. Demento loved it in the 1980s. Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads. I'm just killing time. Everybody knows what we do with bookends. I love that they're open inside. Think about a table setting for an equestrian friend of yours. Battery operated lights up in there. The horse heads would light up. Don't put a flame under there. You'll break them. But it is gift giving season coming up. You know any equestrians? I'm not one. I don't think I've ever been on a horse. I don't know, maybe 10, 9, 8. You know the fish head song, Joan? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. I live in a musical world. You know, people are always like saying, oh, remember that movie? Remember that TV show? I don't remember anything from any television set, anytime, anywhere, ever. But my brain holds on to music. So that's just me. And so when I said horse heads, I go right to music. And I thought, fish head, roly-poly fish head. I'm just one of those music. It's always music up here. Anyway, wouldn't sand art in those be? It would, Judy. You hadn't thought about putting sand in it and then capping off the bottoms of it? I think it's Jenny Mac at 35. We'll wait for a second, and then we'll get our moderator will tell us. I don't know who sang that song, but somebody sang it. Thank you, Jenny, and everyone who placed bids. Thank you, and everyone who placed bids. Marigold, no. No. Well, I can't do those. Cross that out. Okay. But I can do these. These start at $19. What a nice gift. Aren't they just whatever? They have the bottoms are marked sterling. You'll never be able to see it, but because it's so tiny. But they are. That's the sugar bowl. I don't think it ever had a lid. That's the creamer. I don't know who made them. I don't know what year. I don't know what era. I don't know what they're from. But they look very mid-century. And I think they're pretty. Especially if you're not a... now, it's not crystal. It's not heavy leaded glass. It feels lightweight. So they're not crystal. Just plain old glass. And they're unmarked. But they are on sterling mounts. And they're both marked sterling. So I don't know who the manufacturer was. But I was really excited when I saw them because I took a look at them and I thought, that looks like sterling. And then I cleaned it up and got home and got I assume they are a creamer and a sugar. I don't know what else they would be. Then when I got home, I had to get out in the sunlight and really get in there and see that they had a sterling mark on the bottom of it. So it is pretty simplicity. Yeah, it is pretty simplicity. Pretty simplicity? We'll count them down. Nice little gift for someone with a sterling. Did I say the bottoms were sterling? 10. The high bid right now is 19. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on those. Oh. Okay. There we go. There we go. It's not cold yet, but I'm bringing on my winter face. So I'm letting it all. That didn't take long. I only stopped. I think that's just like maybe 3 days. When did I start letting that come in? It's like the last 2 days I was away. There's the stop. And is it Philomena at 19? Okay. Philomena, I'll go through everything again. And I think we're up to a getting another box off to you. All right. Thank you so much. All right, it's after 9 o'clock. We're going to keep on going. We're not taking any intermission today. And you are welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, let's keep the live sale rolling. How about an 1880s Japanese vase that had a chip on it that was repaired, and then there's another tiny flea bite at the top. So I'll show that to you. This starts at $22. It's not cracked. It's unmarked, and it's 9 inches tall. Starts at $22. It had a little chip at the bottom that got repaired, and there's a little tiny flea bite at the top. It's 9 inches tall. Now we'll talk about it. That's the chip at the bottom that got repaired. When I say repaired, gold was painted over the top of it. They did a good job, but you can still see underneath where there was a little chip right there. And then the gold paint is over top of it. The only other damage is there's some very fine ruffles at the top. And there is one, see right there where it's white, where my fingernail is pointing? That should be dark. That is a tiny flea bite right there. That's it. So we'll let you admire how pretty it is. And I will also let you see that it is completely unmarked on the bottom, which is a good indication that this is older than 1891. And we know why that is. So very pretty. Hand painted with gold moirage decorations on the top and down the side. Well, all around. If I pull it back and turn it around to the back, you can see that it is not as fancily decorated and fancily, that's not a word. Very Victorian. But of course, often these things would sit on mantles with mirrors behind them, and there would be a reflection. So that's the back of it. And there's the front of it. So it's an antique, almost certainly Japan, coming out of Japan at a time when items did not have to be marked until after 1891. And it's 9 inches tall without any cracks. If you are a collector of Victorian antiques, that might be one you'd like to add to your collection. And again, that's the front of it. Jenny Mac is the high bid of 22. These are not decals. This is hand painted, as you would expect in the 1870s and 1880s. And indeed, that's what it is. The high bid right now is 22. Are there any questions about it? We'll wait just a second and see if anyone has any questions or anything you need me to repeat, and then we'll count it down. The 1880s, 1870s, 1880s, 9 inches tall, Japan porcelain vase, hand painted, with a painted over gilded small chip at the bottom right there. And a little flea bite on that ruffled top. A fancy, Right, we'll count that down. 10. The high bid right now is 22, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And down it goes. Ooh, now I'll bring you up. Okie doke. Okay, now the stop is, well, anyway, it's there. And so now we'll wait to hear from the Revive It sisters to let us know whether it's Jenny Mac or Glenn. It's either going to be Jenny or Glenn. And they will hit the refresh and they'll let us know which one came in first. This is exciting. Exciting. Ooh. Oh, she's okay. Well, while we're waiting for that, the next piece, Karen, because that way I won't forget to tell you. Sorry about that. Heather's Jenny Mac is the winner at 28. Okay, so sorry, Glenn, yours must have come in just after the stop. So Jenny Mac has it at 28. Okay. Thank you, everyone who placed bids on that. We've got that. So the other, let's see, green vase, starting at $15. I think this is Anchor Hocking. This is 8 inches tall without any chips or cracks in it. It's a green vase, flower vase. It's got uranium in it, and it will glow very brightly under a black light. I think Anchor Hocking pumped these out in the 30s. There are no issues with it. What happened? You said my name in capital letters. Okay, I'll go through that. I can read the I'm trying to say the transcript. So gift alert. Okay, let me make a note. Gift. I see gift, but I'll keep going and I'll make a note of that. So thank you for telling me we have a gift alert on that. And because I look at different screens and sometimes I just happen to catch my name in capital letters. So I did write gift alert, and I'll go back and write that, double check that. Okay, so this piece is 8 inches tall. I don't know if the price got put in or not. That this starts at 15, and this is the green vase without any chips or cracks in it. And I told you how tall it is. Yeah, 8 inches tall. I have a black light around here somewhere. Oh, I think it's right here if you want to see it, because I was trying to save a spot in this Paden City book. I don't know if this will. Anyway, everybody knows what this does, so there it goes. It glows. It glows, and it has like a quilted. There's a quilted pattern on it. Nice. The high bid right now. Now I've lost my place in my Paden City book, but I'll find it again. The high bid on that right now is 17, and we're going to count it down. It's 8 inches tall without any water damage in it. It's just a vase from the 30s. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. All right, that goes up here. Whoa. And then I've got this thing. I love this. I love this thing that's coming up next because it's so unusual. All right, the green depression glass vase. Okay, there we go. And again, I'll let our moderators tell me who our winner is. And I was thinking of the Glen at 25. Okay. All right, Glenn gets it at 25. All right. Thank you, Glenn. I appreciate that. Now, let's do... This starts at $19, Karen, and it's a bowl with a flower frog in it, already in it. And it measures about 9 inches in diameter. It's about 9 inches in diameter. And that frog is part of the glass mold. It doesn't come out. It wasn't glued in there. It's one whole solid glass mold. And this doesn't have any chips or cracks on it. And I don't know how well I can get you to see that the frog itself is standing up on 4 little legs. Can you see that? Now, again, it's not stuck on there. It's not inserted in there. This is one molded piece of glass. And it's molded with the frog. I'm holding it by the frog right now. It ain't going anywhere. It's a part of the actual piece itself. That's what it looks like from the bottom. That, and that are the 4 little legs. You have to get it just right in the camera to get you to see that it's like it's standing up in there. See that? Can what be, Glenn, when you say, could that be shipped with the witch, you're talking about that or the item that you just won? I didn't wrap the witch up yet, so the green piece that you just won can easily go into a box with the witch. But I don't know when you say that, if you are interested in bidding on this and you want to know if that will. Now, you know, there may be an adjustment in shipping because now it's going to be a larger box and it's going to be heavier. But just so that you know that. It's not, I can't stick. The flower frog has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 holes. It's a 9-hole flower frog. Isn't that neat? So that flower frog has got 9 holes, and it's just, and they're ready to go. I have never had this piece of glass before, and I do not know who the manufacturer was, but it's looking very, 1930s, 30s, 40s. I don't know. So I'll count this down. Yeah, I know. There's just so much you could do with it. And it's not chipped or cracked, and it doesn't have a whole bunch of scratches on it. A few, as you expect with age, tiny, but no water damage. So we'll count this down: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Okay. I don't know that I'll ever find one of those again. Never had one before. I don't know if I'll never get another one of those. It's a neat little thing. Okay. So the dish with the frog. Again, we'll wait for Heather to tell us who our winner is. I see little hearts. Who's making that happen? I see little hearts are flying around in the chat. Are you guys doing that? I don't know. Kentucky Digger Steve at 27. Okay. 27. Thank you, Steve. Okay, look at this. This starts at $19. This is 6.5 inches tall by 8. 6 1/2 inches tall by 8. And it starts at 19. And it's a beautifully designed and proportioned compote, which could be for the table. And a lot of us would probably use, put candy in that now. And it's going to date to circa 1930. It has gold encrusted decoration all around the outside of it. It's smooth on the inside, which is nice because this design that you see, which is cut, this is cut here, that's cut on the underside. So if one were to use this for sauces or something like that, you wouldn't have a terrible time cleaning it as long as you didn't get it all up here on the encrusted gold part, because the gold is on the top. And then there's a gold detail here at the bottom, and then another gold detail here in the center. The glass is really nice quality. It's of the quality of like a Heisey glass company or from the Tiffin factory, which was part of the larger conglomerate. It's very nice glass and elegant, what the kind of thing you'd see in the 1920s and 30s. So really pretty, chip-free and crack-free, and really no condition problems at all. The gold on it is excellent. And again, across the top, it's 8 inches in, and it stands 6.5 inches tall. So larger than a mayonnaise, not really a mayonnaise set. 8 inches across, 6.5 inches tall, without any problems with it at all. So the high bid right now is 19, and I will count this down. And here we go, loop-de-loo. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Okay. Ooh. You are heavy. You're going to see who I'm talking to in a minute. We're actually going to end a little bit early tonight. I think so anyway. Or at least right on time. Okay. And our winner for that last piece goes to Patsy McCarthy at 28. Thank you. Patsy M at 28. Okay. How about a piece of carnival glass made by the Northwood Company? Oh, that's a pretty one. With a basket weave and fruit on the inside. This starts at $20. It has no condition problems on it at all. Now, let me go over it again. Wow. You'd expect all these little points to have flea bites, but not in this case. So this is a marigold iridescent. Usually this is called a bonbon. And we have fruits on the inside of it. And you can see that there are cherries and there are also pears. There are some pears. There's a pair of pears on the screen right now. And then I think you see cherries. See the cherries in it? It is a pretty intense color. You know, all this stuff got, when it was fired, they obviously tried to control the color as much as possible, but sometimes the colors are richer. Yeah. That's a really rich, vibrant marigold. And I think it's so pretty as a candy dish. Or, you know, bonbons, which is what it was called, bonbon dish. Now, it is marked Northwood, but you can hardly see the N. That's probably because this was near the end of the run. And the mold is getting a little soft, a little worn. So there is an N, and it's down in there. You're not going to see it, but I promise you it is there. So it is definitely a marked Northwood piece, but you've got to get it in just the right light. Hold your mouth, hold your lips the right way. There should be a light southwesterly blowing breeze. And if all of the Earth and the planets line up, you'll be able to see the Northwood mark. It's there. The capital N with the underline, but very difficult to see it because it's so, but it's there. We'll count down the carnival dish piece. 1910 to 1930, something like that. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on the carnival glass piece. Oops. And then I have to read for you what this says, or I will read to you what this says. I'm not looking in the right spot. The 30s, the green vase, Jenny Mac at 29. Okay. Jenny Mac at 29. The green vase, it was about circa 1930. All right, next I've got a vase that starts at $30. This next vase starts at 30. And it's 10 inches tall. And it has no condition problems. And I will tell you what it says from my Payton City book. And it says, I know you can't see the vase just yet, that it's called the Peacock and Wild Rose. It's line number 184. It's 10 inches tall. And as usual, this would come in pink, black, yellow, green. Here it is in pink. These are some of the other shapes and some of the other, not other shapes, but these are some of the other colors. It's interesting to see how values have dropped, because in 2022, the book value on this vase was $175 to $200. Now, trust me, I've been around for a long time, and I've started doing this way back in the 80s. And we did use our books. Everybody remembers when there was no internet, everybody said the book price, the book price, the book price. Remember those days when you'd say, well, the book price? That was way before we could say the eBay price. So the book price way back in when this book was published in 2022 was a value of $75 to $200. Remember, there's a talking price and a walking price. We're starting this thing out at only $30 today. No chips, no cracks, and it is beautiful. The etches on Payton City, you know, they just had some wonderful etches. And you can see on this one, there is the peacock. He's in there, or she, right there. See? And that's that typical shape. So it doesn't have any problems with it at all. If you are a collector of pink depression glass, I'll let you look at the inside that way. Peacock and Rose, it's called. And I know it's hard for you to see it. Let's try to hold it still that way. Any questions? The high bid right now is 30. Yes, it's got peacocks in it. And now it's got my fingerprints all over it. So the high bid is 30, and we will count this down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Okie dokie. On the floor you go. Got a few more pink pieces of glass to offer you. And probably going to do that blue glass. Well, it's the sapphire glass from Hocking, the baking glass. Jenny Mac at 30. Got it. Okay, next, thank you, Jenny. Next I have, give me 1 second. Okay. All right. Next up, let's have one more baking. Let's have another. 'Tis the season for baking. This is another pretty baking dish. And again, you can bake in this one. This is Crooksville. This is a little bit larger than the other one. And this one stands. This one stands 3.5 inches tall by 8 by 8. So 3.5 by 8, and it is a covered casserole, covered baking dish. Now it's chip and crack free. It's got some crazing on it, but it is from the 30s. And I did not tell you that it starts at 18, same as that other dish from before. We started $18 on this one. All right, so definitely to bake in. It's a baking piece from the 30s. There's the inside of it. You can see it has been used. There's a decal there, and there's a decal there. And that's the underside of the lid, and then that's the top of the lid. This one doesn't have a vent hole in it. Very pretty glaze. And this one, of course, is marked Bake In, Pantry Bake-In Ware by Crooksville. So there's the Crooksville mark on the bottom of that one. And again, a pretty one from the 30s and 40s, 30s and 40s. The high bid right now is 19, and we'll count this down. Crooksville, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And then, actually, yeah. Okay, what time is it? All right. And that goes to a Florida Golden Girl at 19, Crooksville Bake-In dish. Florida Golden. Okie doke. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right. Now I've got 4 more pieces in pink glass, and this really is oyster and pearl. Pattern, rather. So it's $19, all 4 of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I really do have 4. I don't want to hold them all up at one time because I'll drop them. Now these don't have any condition problems either, and there are 4 of them. They have a handle. They have a little tiny spout. So be creative, right? All 4 of them, which could easily be pretty little dessert cups. And it's nice that there's a little spout there, so you have options to do other things with them. And they are pink, and that is the oyster and pearl pattern, which you may be familiar with from your depression glass books. And these measure from handle to spout like 6 inches. Yeah. 6 by 5. And it's a set of 4 of them. Yeah, yeah, all kinds of custard to pour on a fruit cake, or you know, even if you're just serving pudding or something and you didn't intend to pour it. It's a a depression glass pattern which is called oyster and pearl. There are one or two other patterns I get it confused with a pattern called Columbia, but I don't get it confused anymore with the new Martinsville Radiance. I used to. All right, no interest in these. Chocolate syrup on your ice cream. I brought up so much pink glass from the basement. I think I might end up doing a big, like whole just pink thing because I've just got so much of it. So last call, any interest, what did I tell you, at 19 on the 4 of these? If not, we'll get ready for the hearts. We'll just wait and see if we get a bid on those. If not, we'll put the stop in there. Then I've got one glass pitcher and some pieces of Anchor Hocking, and that might do it. It just might do it. Okay, no interest in those, so we'll put the stop in there. We talked about them long enough. So if you'll put the stop in, Karen, we'll throw these into a pink. Thank you. Okay, now. A beautiful American Brilliant cut pitcher. This is a smaller one. My gosh, the ones on top of the china cabinet, oh, they weigh so much, and they're much bigger than this one. This starts at $30. It is unsigned. Almost, most of the American Brilliant is not signed. And if it is signed, it can be a pain in the you-know-what to try to find the signature. 6.5 inches tall. And this one doesn't have any chips on it. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but it is almost impossible for me to find American Brilliant cut glass without chips on it. You can see there, that whole top is there's only one piece up there that's not Brilliant cut, and it's that cruet. So get down from there. You don't belong up there. Okay, everybody else up there is American Brilliant cut. This one is also American Brilliant cut, and it starts at $30. So what does that mean? It means it's lead crystal, and so when you pick it up, it is heavy. It's always going to be heavier than early American pattern glass, which doesn't have lead in it. This comes out as a blank. And skilled craftsmen, they were usually men, would spend apprentice years and then decades learning their craft to figure out how to cut every facet, pinwheel, hobstar, hatches, thatches. I mean, there's just this whole, 50-word vocabulary list of all of the different lines and things. Cross hatches and hobstars and hobnails that are cut into this. There's a nice bit of wear on the bottom of it, and basically the lead gives it its brilliancy. So when you put a piece of American Brilliant, now you know how much I love EAPG, but when you put Brilliant cut next to a piece of EAPG, you don't even have to touch it. You can see. And when the light shines on it, is absolutely amazing. We won't quibble over dates. Everybody has their little favorite dates that they like to use, but we're just going to say the 1850s to 1915. Now, you may have a book that says 1918, 1940, 1845, just Civil War era, a little bit before, up until around the time the Titanic sank. Those are the years for American Brilliant cut. And it can be very difficult to identify makers. You can't just take a Google shot of this and go, ah, well, there it is. Once in a while, you'll get lucky. But boy, oh boy, talk about spending the time to go through your books. I've been able to find a couple of pieces. This I didn't look for. And I guess I told you how tall it is. 7 inches tall. Yeah, 7 inches tall up to the spout. So heavy lead glass. This was made sometime between 1850 to about 1915. And everything in it is cut. Every design on there is cut. And it is just beautiful. You ought to see this stuff sparkle in the sunlight. It will sparkle like EAPG can't do because it doesn't have the lead content, so the light can't dance off of all of these beautiful cut elements on it. And I know a lot of people love EAPG, pressed and EAPG and cut. So I'm going to bring some more cut pieces to you throughout, the next few weeks. And then don't forget, we have an extravaganza of EAPG on November the 3rd. I'll remind you about that later. The Christmas Glass show will be on November the 17th. And this Wednesday is a drop sale dropping at Wednesday, October the 1st at 6 p.m. I think I got all of that right. But we'll count down. If there are no questions, the high bid right now is $35 on the American Brilliant cut. This is nice because it's not as huge as some of those pictures are up there. This is heavy enough, and this is just lovely. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on amazingly a non-chipped piece of American Brilliant. Most of the other pieces that I have, almost every other piece I have, there's a little chip here and there. But the nice thing about, since it's cut glass, you can't hardly tell because you feel like you're going to get cut. Everything looks cut on it. But I couldn't find any on that piece of American Brilliant. Okay, and then the last, we'll do these. These will be the last ones we'll do. I see stop, and it looks like it's Catherine Tate at, oh, wait a minute. It's Patsy M at 53? It is Patsy M at 53. Okay, I see that now. Patsy M at 53. Okay. Thank you, Patsy. And you just missed it, Catherine. I'll have some more. 53. And that went to Patsy M. Okie doke. For instance, since we've got a couple of seconds, and I'm standing here looking at it, Scott went, well, I don't think you bought I don't think you bought cut glass in a 5 and 10. You bought EAPG, but you wouldn't have bought leaded cut glass in the 5 and 10. But you certainly would have bought pretty pieces of pressed glass. And the EAPG era ended. You're not that old, Cindy. The EAPG era, the EAPG and the Brilliant Cut Glass era ended long before you were in the 5 and 10 cent stores. And if you're my mother's age, you wouldn't have been in the 5 and 10 cent stores until the 1950s. You probably bought some really pretty pieces of pressed glass for your mother. Did she say? I bet she saved it and cherished it. Everybody I think every mother saves and cherishes the little things that their children bought for them at 5 and dimes. The 5 and 10 cent store. What was it? Oh, I was going to go over there and show you and get another piece, but I won't do that. I'll just go ahead and wrap it up. Let me move this out of the way. Oh, that sounded like it was going to. Okay. I'm going to. The next is all going to be. Did you say, you're not that old, Cindy? You'd have to be like 150 years old. Next up is Fire King oven glass, and this is this the pattern called Philby, and we most of the time we see it in sapphire blue. I've got several pieces of it here in sapphire blue to sell. You can find it in jadeite, but that ain't easy. Let's start off with this covered dish here. Now, this, not all Anchor Hocking is Fire King. So it's got to say Fire King on it if you're going to stick it in an oven. So this piece here, which looks like a meatloaf, this is $18, but you're going to get the lid with it. So this can go as a refrigerator dish, and it's not all chipped up, but it is also marked Fire King, and there it is. And it looks crystal here, but I promise you it is sapphire blue. So anyway, it's you know what I mean. It's the sapphire blue color. So this baking dish with its lid measures 8.5 by 5. 8.5 by 5. I think the lid has a chip on the inner rim, and it does. So if you don't want that, you can take your bid away. But the inner lip right there, there's a chip there. That, of course, is the part that goes down in the glass jar, in the glass dish. So you don't feel that chip out here. So Florida, if you want to pull that bid away, you're more than welcome to. I told you it wasn't all chipped up, and it's not all chipped up. It's just that chip on the inner lip of that lid. But this doesn't have any chips on it. And the lid has that inner rim chip right there. So I have that. Then also coming up is the trivet. Another covered baking dish in the same pattern, and 2 of the little custard cups. But we'll count this piece down now. 10. No, you are welcome. 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. I call it the meatloaf pan. I couldn't have a piece of meatloaf right now. Could go for a piece of meatloaf. Okay, there's the stop, and I will let Heather tell me who our winner is, and then we're going to do the trivet and the baking dish separately because not everybody needs both pieces. It's Jenny Mac at 26. Okay, Jenny Mac at 26. Got it. All right, now the covered dish is next. Again, this starts at 18. This one doesn't have any chips on it. You just saw me go over it again. This is glass from the 50s. So we're, my gosh, oven glass from the 1950s. Can you believe it? And the condition of it? All right. So this is the nice big, however much it holds. And this can go in the oven. And this one is 8 inches, you know, in diameter by 3 inches tall, 8 by 3. Oven glass, Fire King sapphire oven glass. You should be on the Antiques Roadshow. Oh no, Cindy, they wouldn't. I'd be on there for 2 minutes. They'd kick me off. You're too complimentary. But thank you. That was kind of you. That, by the way, does fit perfectly on the trivet. But the trivet is being sold all by itself. So we have the casserole dish, which will count this down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Florida Golden Girl wins that, the round one. Yes, okay, I've got it. Florida, thank you. Florida Golden, I appreciate that. Oh no, you are welcome. Thank you. Oh, you know what? Okay. The trivet and the custards, it's $12. Yeah. So $12 for that. We'll start at that. It's all 3 pieces. Now that trivet, the circular dish I just showed you, fits perfectly on this. But this is all, and this won't break either, because this is also marked Fire King oven glass, and it's marked right in the middle. And boy, you want this, you know, I mean, you're not going to stick this in the oven, but when you pull that casserole out, you're going to put that hot casserole on here. This has to be tempered glass as well. And so that's the reason why it still says Fire King oven glass on it. I don't know if you're getting to see it or not, but it's right here, so that this can be on your table, and that hot glass can be placed right here on top of it, and then that won't crack. It's not supposed to. But so you'll get that, and 2 little custard cups as well. And you could actually buy these with lids. And these can be put in an oven. So you'll see these are also marked oven glass Fire King. And that's right there on the bottom. And it's that blue color, sapphire blue. Okay, so these 3 pieces all go together as one lot. And we'll count them down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And that is it. I told you tonight I wasn't going to have as many pieces. I didn't really want to sell as many pieces tonight. I'll have to see if I have any more. There's the stop. Does the Florida get them as well? Oh, you do. Okay, great. So you get the casserole that goes right on top of the trivet. So those pieces go to Florida Golden as well. Oh, my eyeballs. Oh, Christy's. All right. Good night, Christy. Let me put Florida. Thank you. Let me get this written down before I forget. Okay. Okay. Got it. And I didn't sell the oyster and the pearl, so we'll bring them back. Thank you so much, everyone. It's about 2 minutes before 10. And tonight, so that was it. A few, not quite as many pieces as I've had before. What am I trying to think of? So let me just review a couple things that I want you to know, just in case. And that is that on Wednesday, October the 1st at 6 p.m., I have a drop sale that will drop. So not tomorrow, but this Wednesday at 6 o'clock. That's all pre-recorded. And I'll be sitting there. You know how I do. The first hour after I drop a drop sale, I'm right on it, letting everybody know. So you get to know right away. And then a couple other dates for you are November the 3rd. Now these are Monday nights now. November the 3rd is going to be an EAPG extravaganza, Early American Patterned Glass. And if you'll hold on for 1 second, I want to show you one piece that I bought on my travels. Now, what did I do with it? I think I put it out here in the kitchen. Hold on. I wanted you to see. Here it is, here it is, here it is. So hold on. I'll be right back. Okay. So on November the 3rd, the Early American Pressed Glass Extravaganza. And I just bought this piece while I was traveling. And this could be a bread tray. Now, I'll have a solid background so that when I do that sale, you'll be able to see these things easily. But look at the steam locomotive on that. This piece of glass is from the 1880s. 1870s, 1880s, 1890s, and it features a steam locomotive headed across from the East Coast, headed somewhere with barrels filled with glass. That's just one of the pieces I'll have for you at that sale. And then on November the 17th, I have a Christmas glass sale, and I'm putting together a lot of green and red, of course, but some other pieces of glass that I just feel Christmassy. And one of those would be that piece right there, the Westmoreland English Hobnail with flashed red. So this is a piece that I'll be selling on November the 17th, as well as other pieces in this pattern. This one happens to have its Westmoreland sticker still on it right there. So just to give you an idea of some of the glass that will be at that Christmas sale. And I'll remind everybody of that. I'll put some kind of a little schedule out. Give me a couple days to get back into it. I say that, but I was right back out in the thrift stores today. And that's that. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Karen, for helping, and the Revive It sisters for helping. I appreciate that. Yes, I need to remind you, my inventory is all over the place. Most of it is in the basement. Heather reminds me to tell you that starting this Sunday, we will be selling, Heather and Shane and I will be selling at the Columbus, New Jersey flea market. Just look it up, you'll find it. It's out in the country, and we'll be there on Sundays, every Sunday in October, unless it is raining or if they forecast rain. Because trust me, at that particular flea market, if they even forecast rain, people don't go. And I don't like setting up, selling, or packing up in the rain. So as long as there's no rain, we'll be there on Sundays, and we'll be able to tell you where we are. So, because it's a huge place and you'll never find us unless we tell you where we are. So it would be fun to see you. Thank you everyone for being here tonight. Thank you to the new folks that were here tonight. It was fun to meet you and to chat with you a little bit. And I will say good night to you all. So long, folks. Bye for now. Good night.